Hi. So I was noticing while I was preparing to give this little lesson that if I open my mouth really wide, you can see right down my throat. Ah, ah. Pretty interesting, huh? Okay. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, so first of all, I'm sure you already know this because I talked to Mr. Bartlett about this a couple days ago. A few of you emailed me and said that you have been diligently working. I hope that's true. Mr. Bartlett will be letting me know who has actually been diligently working, but that I am giving you an extra day. So I got the tramp cart again. If it's not in your room right now, when I'm done with this mini lesson, somebody can go get the tramp cart. So you'll have one more day. So I know some of you have been working diligently, but if your scripts are in by today, which is Thursday, no late fees. This is not Blockbuster. All right, so we're good on the getting her done without the late fee as long as it's done by today. All right, so some of you are already done. Stellar. Some of you have started to receive feedback on the stories. And either way, you're going to need to start on your next project as soon as you're done with the script, and that is the children's book. So I know I told you a little bit about that already, but I'm going to give you the lowdown on that. So usually what happens, and I know this is going to irritate some of you, but hey, sorry, I'm out with surgery. And I know some of you saw me at school last week, and I was actually there twice. So some of you are like, what's going on with that? Well, so I had surgery, internal surgery, and that's not something that, 7 hours is a lot different than stopping in for an hour. So I am still healing, and I have to go to the doctor next week again to find out if I can come back next week. That's what I'm hoping. So anyway, so the books. All right, so the children's books, we're not going to be going to a school the way we normally do. Normally, we would go to a school and interview the kids, and then we would make a personalized book for them. We're still going to make books, and they're still actually going to children. But because I'm not there, things just didn't go as smoothly this semester, and I didn't know. So we're going to do the next best thing, which is we're going to create books. And those books are going to be sent to kids who are less fortunate, and they're going to be going to a Spanish-speaking country. So this leaves us with a few options. Some of you are like, hold on a minute, I don't speak Spanish. And others of you are like, woohoo, I speak Spanish. No problema. All right. Well, some of you might be in between, and that's good because we have 3 different options for what you can do here for this. And the first option is that you can write a children's book in Spanish. So you can write the whole thing in Spanish. Keep in mind that this is probably going to be for somewhere between like 1st and 3rd grade kids who are going to be receiving these books. All right, so just keep in mind, your word choice and your sentence length. I mean, the sentences don't have to be super short, but I wouldn't have a lot of compound sentences in there. All right, 1st through 3rd graders. Keep in mind that your topic has to be appropriate. So we'll talk about some ideas in just a little while, things that are appropriate and things that are not. The second option is that it can be English and Spanish, which means you can tell the story, which is actually nice because it's a shorter story, but you can't do this unless you have some sort of fluency in Spanish, because what you're going to do is, like, when you open the page, so you see one page on this side and one page on this side, when it's open like that, you'll have it in Spanish, and then you'll have the same thing in English. All right, so on that one, you're going to have twice as many pictures, but you're only going to have half the amount of words because you'll have the same words. They'll just be in English and Spanish. So, for example, if you say in English, if the sentence is, the cat was in the kitchen, in Spanish, it would be el gato fue en la cocina. All right, so it's going to be the same phraseology, but it's going to be once in Spanish and once in English, and then you'll have the same picture. So that way the students who are learning English, who already know Spanish, will be able to understand that it's the same thing. So that's why you'll have the same picture, okay? And then the third option is that you can do an easy English book, and you have a few options within that as well. So the first one is you could do an ABC book. Now, on a little side note, there are 28 pages in the bare book that you're going to be getting, and 26 of them will be utilized, which works out perfect for the alphabet because it's in English, and the English alphabet has 26 letters, so you will have one page for each letter, all right? If you do an ABC book, I would pick like a theme, okay? So maybe it's cars, and then you're going to have, you know, like A is for auto, all right? Or B is for, I don't know, help me out here. Okay, so that might be appropriate for cars, beginning with the letter B. All right, maybe you would do animals, and then you would have A for aardvark, and B, baboon, whatever. Now, you're going to need a sentence with each of those as well. So if you do that one, you'll have a picture of each, let's say, animal. You'll have the word, and then you'll have a short sentence underneath it. So baboons are a type of monkey, something like that. Okay? Or you can do 1, 2, 3s. You're going to have to figure that out because you don't want to just go 1 through 26. That would be kind of weird. So maybe you go 1 through 10, and then maybe you have a page for even numbers, and then maybe you have a page for 5s, or I don't know, just something to think about. 10s, 100s, whatever. So ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, those are 2 options. And then the third option would just be a short, easy story where you have a storyline. It's going to actually tell a story about something, but it's in very easy phraseology. All right, I'm going to pause because it's easier for YouTube to take a shorter video, and then I'll be back with another one in just a minute.